So let's go through a simple posture and hip stretch sequence together, shall we? Let's begin sitting on the floor, and you might need your hands behind you for extra support. You might want to sit on a cushion if that helps as well. And then whatever is the most comfortable way to sit, there's no pressure to sit just like I am. Just keep your chest lifted, use your arms if you need, and take a couple of deep breaths to get you started. Breath in and slower breath out. Let's do that another time. As you breathe in, just try to clear your mind, just think happy thoughts. Think about how the blessings that come in our life and how blessed we are to be able to get on the floor, to be able to move, even if it's not easy. The fact that we can move is a gift. The fact that we have breath is a beautiful gift. And with that, we're gonna bring our feet to the edges of the mat. Our knees are bent. Again, your arms can be behind you, kind of supporting that back. And then just whatever way feels right, just drop the knees toward one direction. Now, if you only can drop them a little bit, not a problem. If you can drop them a lot, not a problem as well. You do what you can do. And then if you notice, I looked away from my knees. And then I'm going to come back to center, and let's go to the other side. And if you can, look away from your knees. The more we do this, the more range we can get. But we never push. We just let the knees drop, let gravity do its job. Keep your spine supported by holding up yourself with your hands. A long spine is a strong spine, so we're going to keep it long and strong. And the other way. Nice. Now let's begin an ankle knee stretch, but we're going to start at just a kind of a small level. We're going to bend one leg in to the inside of the other leg, and again we're going to lengthen the chest. We're going to push that lap down as flat as we can, lift our chest, and take a deep breath. Maybe you could get yourself a little taller. Sometimes we have to lean back initially and walk our hands toward us to help us to get a little bit more upright. Maybe you can get even to where you can fold slightly. Whatever way you go, it's okay. Just go to where the end range is and stop there and breathe. There's no straining, there's no pinching, there's no pain for sure. Just stretch. Slowly rise out of this and switch legs. Lifting the chest. Again, use your arms as you need. Don't let your back just cave in, okay? Keep it strong and long. And if you can come more forward. You go right ahead. Do what works for you. Slow exhales. Remember, you breathe in. Slower. And as we rise out of this, we're going to go to another level. We're going to bring ankle to knee. Now, once again, if you're not ready for ankle knee, you can stay on the inside of the leg. Go a little bit lower. But we never put the ankle on the knee. Let's not put joint on top of joint. Let's not add any pressure on those joints. Lift the chest. Spine is long. Excuse me. Try to make your lap nice and flat. Breath. I'm just giggling because I always just find myself needing to cough or itch my nose or something when I'm like, hey, don't do it. Try to hold off. Never really happens. In fact, now that I said itch my nose, I've got an itch in my nose. All right, so an advance to this would be to bend your knee. That's the beauty of us. So we're just real people trying to get better, right? Now, whatever way worked well for you, it's just another level. And then let's swap. Scratch the itch. All right. Now this side is tighter for me. Do you notice that you have one side that's tighter than the other? So I'm gonna take a couple of deep breaths. I'm not gonna strain. I'm not gonna try to push that lap down too much. But with every exhale, I'm gonna try a little more. Again, I'm gonna practice what I preach, and there is no strain, there's no pushing, there's no pain, there's no pinching, only stretch. And we're letting gravity and our breath be the main influencers of that stretch. Again, if you're able, you can bring your heel close to your body, lift your toe and get more intensity out of your stretch. And then we relax. All right, let's go back to the beginning feet to the edges. Support your spine, drop knees in one direction, look in the other. We lift and we go to the other side, alternating side to side. And oftentimes the second time through is better. We feel freer. Part of that is that our brain knows what to expect, switch sides. So therefore, we're not so kind of like on edge or having to think. Sometimes the unknown is not easy, so we like to get to the known, and therefore our brain gets more freedom in movement. And then remember looking to the side, the opposite side of where your knees are. As you look to the opposite side, you encourage rotation. It's super cool. And then back to center. Let's revisit ankle knee a second time. You go your level, foot inside, foot above the knee. If you can bend that base leg, you do what feels right for you. Remember, longer exhales than inhales. And then we swap again. We can get through a nice hip stretch sequence in a few moments and just really feel a difference in that body. Nice big breath in and exhale. And now let's take it from hips to posture, those muscles along the spine, the front and the back. All right, so we're gonna go into an all fours position, a tabletop position. And you know, working the hips first is great. If we work the hips second, that's great too. It really, really is good to do it all. So we're gonna pull the belly button in, round the spine, tuck the chin for a cat pose. Big rounded back. I'll turn to the side so you can see a little bit better. Big rounded back. Try to find more space between the shoulder blades. Now, close that shoulder blade space off, push your belly button down, lift your chin for cat. For cow, this is cow. We were just at cat. Now round your back for cat. And return to cow. Drop your belly button down, lift your chin. Nice cow. Oh, that feels good. Let's do another one of each. Cat pop pose. Trying to find space between those shoulder blades, pulling them apart, enjoying the stretch. Now dropping our chest and our belly button toward the mat. We close the space off between the shoulder blades. We lift the chin for cow. And now tabletop. And last but not least, let's go into our child's pose. We're gonna flow here. We're not just gonna hold. So we're in child's pose. Our hips are pressing toward our heels to whatever level feels comfortable to us. Our chest is just resting toward the ground and your forehead's resting on the mat. And you're just breathing. No strain, no pull, just breath. Now another deep breath as you look, let me use my words, you look up, you come back into a tabletop position, rock forward a little bit, and then push back into child's pose. So we just come out of that position in order just to go right back in, and it feels so good. Sometimes we feel like a little pinching, and that rock helps release that pinching, helps us to get a little more range of motion. And again, in our child's pose, we just rest our head on the mat. We're not doing any work, we're just breathing. And let's do that rock again. Look up, bring your hips forward a little bit, rock a little bit forward, and then push right back into child's. That, my friend, should feel great. I feel great. And stay here as long as you need. I'm going to come out of this child's pose, and I'm going to encourage you a couple of times this next week to do this series. It's 4 simple but not easy stretches for the hip and the postural muscles. I can guarantee you, you'll feel so good. If you need to put a pillow down for your knees, go right ahead. That's perfectly okay. If you need to have your yoga mat sat against a wall so you have a support for your back, that's okay too. Lots of ways to make it okay for you. The only thing that matters is you give it your best, and every time you do it, you'll get better and better.
Hey friends, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel yet, please do. It helps me out a lot. And another thing that really helps out a ton is if you hit that notification bell, because then you'll get the video notifications as soon as I publish the videos. And that's really kind of cool, isn't it? I'll talk to you soon.